Hello and welcome to Car Question. This week we are trying the new Kia Optima 2016. It's been completely redesigned for this year. Well, it looks like the same of the 2015 model. Yes, you are right, but you know what? It's under the sheet of metal that they made the most modification. You've got a new 1.6 turbo engine, a new 7-speed double clutch transmission. The chassis is wider, it's longer, so it's more spacious in the interior. And Kia said to us that you're going to get more feeling when you're driving it. So, does this car have everything to compete in a Crino that there's a lot of good car? That's what we're going to see this week at Car Question. Alright, let's talk about the exterior of the Kia Optima 2016. The model that we have right now is the T-Eco, so it's the 1.6 turbo, and you've got some style that they've added when you choose this model right now. Starting with the front end. So when you look at the car, you can see some similarity with the older version. But since we have the T-Eco model, we have dual projector headlight right now. They are halogen headlights. They're surrounded by a LED bar just like this one on the side. And for the headlights, they go all the way up to the side. And they've done a nice finish to that headlight. If we move here to the front, so you've got a grille with a piano black accent, nice touches of chrome. The Kia logo is not big as we used to see on other vehicles that they tend to oversize the logo, but right now we have a nice line right there on the hood. Just look at that, a double line going all the way back there. But when we come up to this side, you can see that there's a lot of line. A line there, one there, and a curves. So it's not looking bad at all, but you can see the line. So if we move a little bit down there, you've got a air vent, which is probably for aerodynamics, the use of plastic, and a little accent of black completely down there to give a little bit of styling of a lip. Nicely done for the front end. Another thing with the front, look at the wipers. If you check the nozzle, they're under the hood just right there, so you're gonna have probably some ice during snow or during the winter. And another problem, if you want to change your wiper, you're gonna have to open the hood, to have access under that. But don't worry, you've got also a heated section of the wiper, so it's gonna be perfect for winter for de-icing quickly. So right now, look at that also on the windshield. Look at the little V shape. So it's quite unique to Kia right there. So since we have nearly, not the base model, but Lx with 1.6 turbo, T-Eco, there's no opening for a sunroof. On the side, once again, a nice line. The first thing that we're gonna see are, give a little look on is the wheels. The wheels that we have right now, they are 16 inches wheel. They could have been bigger, and we are riding on 205 65/16 tire. Right now we're in winter mode, so it's Yokohama Ice Guard IG52C. But on some Kia cars, they're using Michelin right now. It's a nice improvement that they did to the car. So you've got a little vent on this side, which is purely aesthetic. It's not fully functional. You've got your mirror with your side blinker right there. And the mirror, by the way, they made them a lot smaller than they used to do. So you've got a nice line of chrome starting all the way up here to the end of the car. And well, a little bit of gap right here and right here also. So they could have, you know, put them a little bit closer to give the nicest line. I love also the handle, you know, touches of chrome on the handle, and when you're gonna simply approach the door, this mirror, which is retractable, is gonna open, and you're gonna have also lighting right there in the handle. So if you want to unlock it, you just don't have to grab it like that. You have also to push the button, so to lock or unlock the door, so when you leave the car, and if you don't want to push on the remote. And when you look at the end of the quarter panel, nice line also there, nice finish. And by the way, those used to be, you know, some kind of black plastic. Right now they've put some sort of finish in it. It's not looking that bad, it's quite nice. So you've got the chrome bar, which is finishing right there on the back. When you look at the end of the car, you can pretty much see the inspiration of the European style right there when you look at the complete end of that car. It's nicely done, nice design for this one. So since we have the T-Eco model right now, you've got some LED rear lights, quite nice. You've got a T-Eco badge. Look at that once again, use of chrome, of black for the sign. And by the way, it's not that big, Optima logo. And once again, the lights will go all the way up to the side of the car. If you need to open the trunk, hey, no problem. And by the way, there's your rear view camera. Just press right there on the button, and it's gonna give you a big wide opening to access that trunk. Nice and firm closing. And you're gonna also see that you've got only one exhausted tailpipe, which is used for that 1.6 T engine. So nicely designed, nice touches of attention, Euro styling. It doesn't stand out that much out of the crowd, but you know what? Feels pretty good when you look at it. Nice car. Alright, let's talk about the interior of the Kia Optima. As soon as you open the door, you're gonna see that they made a good attention to the finish, to the detail. It's sober, it's black, but it looks inviting and comfortable, that's for sure. Once again, neat design. When you look at the door, how they finish it, you've got a little bit of hard material right there, but as soon as you come up to there, it's way softer, and that's what I like. It's full of option since we've got the model with the T-Eco memory for the seat. You've got a retractable mirror that you can simply select in auto mode or in manual mode right there. All your mirrors, door locking, power windows, and look at that, also all the seat adjustment that you have right there. Once again, this is complete. And by the way, they made some interesting modification to the seats. I love how the headrest is incredibly comfortable. You've got a nice add of soft material right there, so when you rest your hand on that, it's nice. For the seat, look how they made some interesting changes to heat. You've got also a reduction of the vibrations in the way that they compose and they design it, and you've got some touches where they are soft materials, but right there on the lumbars you've got harder material, and that's going to be good for support. I love also the touches of finish that you've got with the fabric seating that we have right now. Once again, nicely done. You've got an Optima mat right there. We're gonna take place inside the car, and as soon as I'm gonna close that door, you're gonna feel the difference of the sound. Right now it's a terrible winter storm that we have out there, and you cannot hear a single thing because you can hear so much wind in the garage right now. But when you close the door, you can see how much wind you can hear, because right now it's total silence. So nicely done for the sound insonorization. That's quite perfect. So right now you've got the long dashboard, you've got once again soft material but a little bit hard. You've got nice use of silver, piano black accent, black right there. This is probably my least favorite parts of the design, but hey, nice places to put all your things, even some cup holders in the door. Nicely done, Kia. So let's start it. Since we've got the T-Eco version, we've got a start-stop engine button, and look at that, my seat is moving forward. So once again, nicely done for the memory of seating, for the easy access when my car is turned off. And you're gonna see right now my fluid for the windshield washer is low. You've got a nice display that's gonna say that to you, and there you go. When the car is fully started up, you're gonna see that it's nicely done once again. So let's start with what we have on the left right here. So you're gonna have your color adjustment, your brightness adjustment. You're gonna have your fuel cap opening, your trunk, traction control, and by the way, when you hold the button on traction control, it's also gonna remove the stability system. There you go. So you've got two modes. You've got also your brake pedal that you can simply push on that for the parking brake, and if you want to remove it, there you go, you just press on it. You've got also right there your opening for the hood, which is on this side. I love another thing is when you switch to your headlight function, you're gonna see whatever setting you choose, and that is the same thing for the wiper. So if I turn it on, if I simply select an option, even for the speed of the automated speed, you're gonna see that it's gonna show on display, and I love how nicely done that is done. You're gonna see every setting, and you don't have to go on and try to look on what setting you're on for your lights. There you go, you're gonna see the display up high, and that's a good thing. Headlights, halogen projector. It's not a LED or HID, but it's gonna do, that's giving us a nice lighting in the dark. So this little engine is gonna rev up to the red line, and every access that you need to change the display, you're gonna have to simply press on that button. So it's quite simple. You're gonna see the kilometers that is left with that fuel tank, the fuel consumption with a nice line that's gonna simply move when you're accelerating, trip A, trip B information, speed. And once again, quite simple. If you press once again on the button, you're gonna see the mechanical information on when you have to do scheduled maintenance, and the next thing you have is options, so for commodity, lights, sound, and everything like that. So nicely done menu, quite simple. And as soon as you're gonna move also into drive, or you're gonna switch gear with the manual mode, you're gonna see that also appear on the left. Cruise control, if you want to simply set it or reset it and cancel it, or if you want to move back to your menu, there you go, you can do that with that button. You've got also your voice option, and by the way, voice recognition is kind of bad. Right now it's set up in French, but hey.
Veuillez dire une commande après le bip.
Plus d'aide.
Plus d'aide. Vous trouverez ici certains exemples de commandes de mode.
It's the first time that it worked actually. I don't know why. Probably I tried to change my accent while saying more help, and it's the first time that it worked in 50 times I've tried it. So you've got also your mod button that you're going to be able to change all your radio mode, satellite, Bluetooth audio, or any link device to the USB. You're going to have also the volume up and down, and the change of the song. You're going to have also your button to answer or simply hang up on the call. So you've got a nice steering wheel, nicely done once again with a nice finish, nice composite out of the material. This steering wheel is heated, so you can turn on the heat on that button, and it's gonna heat slowly. So if you're in the cold winter, probably you should go out and start your car and press on that button, because even after a few minutes of driving, you're not gonna feel anything. So if you have mitts, that's going to be also a problem. You're not going to feel anything. But hey, we love the option, so we'll keep it. But it's the same thing, you know, for the heated seat. They heat up so slowly. So right now we have a 4.3 inches screen that we have right there. You know, it's tactile, so whenever I want to change, hey, no problem, it's doing that fast. If I press the radio button though, you know, to access all my menu to simply switch, it's gonna change. So right now I'm switched to FM2. Right now I would have just loved to have the button to make me appear all the choice, and after that select whatever I want. So the phone option, quite quick once again. If you want to compose anything, there you go, you can do that, and it's gonna do that pretty quickly. I love how easy it is to accept whatever contact I want. There you go. Seek track once again, scan setup, clock. All is easy, all is quick, all is fast, and I love also the definition that I have right now on the screen, which is looking quite good. The radio is quite surprising good. Seriously, for a car with these options on. Right now it's BPM, you know, it's satellite radio. If you want to test it, use a cable. But you know what, when you put it to maximum, it's giving good bass and good sound quality, much better than the older radio that they have in that car. So right now, vents control, manual, blinker alert. And the thing that I dislike the most is probably right there with that menu. It reminds me of the old red of the BMW, you know, the old car. But you know what, easy adjustable, dual zone climate, AC control, and once again, easy to use, easy to operate, quite powerful. If I want to switch into auto mode, no problem. Rear defrost, turn it on, AC, anything that I want, hey, no problem. I've got that on my finger. And sync for the dual zone, once again, no problem. I can switch it to manual or sync it with the two buttons. I just love how it's quite easy to do that. Right there we have a little bit of storage compartment. You can open it by pushing it, and you're gonna see some 12-volt outlet that you can plug in your equipment, 180 watts auxiliary USB, and once again you've got another on the side right there. That's gonna be the USB port used also to link your phone to your radio. And by the way, they solved the problem that I had with my iPhone on the older version, you know, that I had to add another cable to hear the apps that I was playing. I just love that when they solve problem. The key, quite simple, quite nice, nicely done, nicely finished, nice Kia logo. And you've got your shifter of that 7-speed transmission, you know, the dual clutch, quite easy once again to switch. And if you move into manual to go up and down on gear, you're going to be able to do that pretty easily. And by the way, it's much more fun with the manual mode on. You're going to have also a drive mode, which is going to change how the car reacts. In eco mode, the car is going to be, well, the acceleration are going to be a lot smoother. And when you move it on sports mode, you've got better acceleration, better response also from the steering. But you know what, it's not quite communicating of the road that we have ahead, even when we're switching to sports mode. And this transmission is going to be faster, but you know what, use manual setting. Cup holders, and if I open that section, so I've got another USB port, which is going to be used only for recharging my whatever I plug in that thing. So a lot of equipment, nice storage right there. When I move her up right here, turn on, turn off the lights. Some places for my glasses, you know, you've got an auto dimming mirror that you can switch on or off with that button. Nice, there you go, some blocker with a little light. The lady's gonna appreciate that for some makeup. And besides that, nice comfort. And by the way, the seat on the passenger side, you can adjust the height. You've got right there an handle on the side that you can simply pull up and adjust the height of the passenger seat. And that's a nice addition that they did to the car this year. When we move to the back, once again, nice big opening. And the only thing that I don't like right now, so you've got a nice pouch, nice leather, you know, nice finish, but plastic. And you know what, look at that. That's my finger leaving some mark. and my finger is not dirty right now because we cleaned the car and I washed my hand, but it's leaving so much traces. Think about children, what a mess they would do to this car right there in the back. So you've got some temperature vents, and you've got a plug also for the USB to recharge something, and the 12-volt outlets once again. So look at the seat, look how nice they're done. And you know what, usually I don't get in car when I'm doing my video in the rear, but right now, wow, so easy. Look at the leg space that I have right now. This is astonishing. I just love the space that I have right now. And you know, look at that, look at my head. I just love also the place that you've got. But you know what, if you tend to get in the rear of the seat, you're gonna probably be a little bit short of head space. Sometimes your hair will touch the top, but you know what, look how tall I am. So it's only me, but you know, nicely done, nice fabric. Once again, you can see the form right now in the seat. You've got some round form that there is, and you're going to be able once again to simply be comfortable when you're sitting in that seat. Cup holders, armrest, there you go, no problem, just lowering that. So let's go to the trunk. So they've made some spaces addition to the trunk. There you go, look at that, 450 liters of space in the trunk, and if you want, you can pull on that remote trigger. There you go, both of them. I'm gonna lower simply those seats, and there you go, maximization of the space. But you're gonna see it's not gonna do a flat folded floor, but hey, I can use the gain of space. So right there on the side, you've got also manual release for your fuel. So if ever you miss some battery or you don't have any electrical control of your gas cap, you can pull on that. You've got under that, oh no, a tire mobility kit. I don't like that. So you've got storage space, but you know what? I would have preferred to have a spare tire, and you're gonna have a spare tire, a good size spare tire if you choose the more equipped version. So there you go, nicely done Kia for the interior of the Optima. Oh, and by the way, engine time. Let's check out that little 1.6 liter engine. Once again, no problem for opening the hood. It's gonna hold there with the spring that we have, and you've got that little 1.6 liter GDI engine. It's quite small. Your battery is right there, big size of battery. That's gonna be good for winter. Why not start it? So right now my hood is open, but hey. Nice little sound, but we're gonna see how it handles on the road. Oh, a song. let's talk engine about the Kia Optima. Right now in this test model that we have a 1.6 turbo TGDI engine, which is made in aluminum. It's going to be good for 178 horsepower. That's going to be at 5,500 RPM, so it's kind of high in the revolution per minute. But the torque, the range is impressive. You've got full torque, 195 pound-feet of torque at only 1,500 RPM, so that's kind of good. And you're going to be able also to get that full torque until 4,500 RPM. It's mated to a new double clutch automatic transmission, a 7-speed. And you know what? I don't think I'm a fan right now of the transmission. Let me show you why. Right now, we're gonna switch to eco mode and floor it. I'm at 90, flooring it. See, it's not that fast, you know, shifting. It's probably the mode. Gonna switch it to normal mode. Once again, we're gonna get a little bit faster and flooring it. No, still not that fast. So let's try the sports mode. Right there, sports mode, and flooring it. No, not that fast to kick in. Well, the purpose of a double clutch is to be fast. Usually in the car that are equipped with that, it's going to be quick, you know. You're going to be always ready to go into the next gear, and the engine's going to give you that gear in a fraction of a second. So why not put it in manual? Oh, there you go, 5, 4, 3. There you go, flooring it. Yes, you have a better response with the manual mode right now that you have on the car. But the only problem is that you have to switch all the gear down, and once you're in manual, the car will simply shift for itself as soon as it reaches the red line. So it's faster in manual mode, but right now with all the drive mode that I can select, the eco, the normal, or whatever, I don't find it that quick for a double clutch. And you know what? It's usually inspired from the race, those transmissions. So anyway, I'm gonna let it that way, but one thing is sure, you've got good torque with that engine. So the fuel economy for that engine is going to be 6.1 liter around the highway, and when you go into city mode, you're going to be able to do 8.4 liter per 100 kilometers. That's not bad. That's kind of good. But when we tested it, we were around 7.4, and you know, we tend to go, you know, try to accelerate with the car, try to do some turns and trying to see how it reacts. But when we did the filming of the outside of the car, we were always flooring it. You know, it's always like that. It went way over 10 liter per 100 kilometers. That's kind of normal. But if you just do cruising around driving, you're not gonna get a high fuel consumption, that's for sure. Let's talk about the other engine, because you can choose also other engine in the lineup of the Kia Optima right now. You've got the 2.4 liter. I think this is the best choice. I think it's the one that I would choose. You've got a decent 185 horsepower that you're gonna get at 6,000 RPM, a little bit kind of high in the RPM range, but you know what? It's normal. We don't have any turbo in that car. And the torque is gonna be there at it's rated at 178 pound-feet of torque, and it's going to be there at 4,000 RPM. So it's not that bad for acceleration, and you're gonna get a standard automatic 6-speed, which is not double clutch right now. So I'm gonna do a little acceleration. It was a little bit readier than last time. I don't know why, but still, right there is switch gear, flooring it. There you go. A little bit faster would have been better. You can hear the engine roar at 6,500 RPM. Well, let's continue with the 2.4 liter. So you get a regular 6-speed. So I think it's going to be more reliable than the double clutch. The more you have moving parts, the more you have race-inspired transmission, the more you're playing with it. Also, over the time, if you keep it simple, it's going to be more reliable, that's for sure. So that's why I might have a little bit of hesitation right now with the turbo engine combined to that double clutch. you're going to be able to do 6.5 liter per 100 on highway, and on city driving you're going to be able to do 9.4 liter per 100 kilometers. The next engine that you're going to be able to get is if you choose the top end model, you're going to be able to put your hand on the 2 liter turbo, once again a TGDI, but it's less powerful than last year. I don't know why they made the decision. So you're going to have 245 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, and once again torque is impressive at a wide range. It's rated at 260 pound-feet of torque, and you're gonna get that through 1,350 RPM up to 4,000 RPM. So it's not that bad, once again, and it's not the double clutch that they use in the more powerful model. So that's kind of strange, you know, double clutch, race inspiration, why not put it in your bigger model? And right now we only gonna get a standard 6-speed. Still, they were calling it Sportmatic, and the only goodies that you're gonna get is the shifting paddle if you choose the top end engine. Fuel consumption 7.4 liter on the highway mode. Probably the 7th gear, which is missing right now, could have done better with that. And you're gonna get up to 10.9 liter per 100 kilometers for city driving with the top end model. So let's talk about the one that we have right now. You know, once again, it was not ready, and I'm following it. Boom, there you go. So if I want to do a quick maneuver, might as well put it in manual for myself. So good acceleration though, good fuel consumption though, but remember guys, also if you remove the traction control and you're on ice, don't rev that engine to the maximum limit, because it's gonna turn a certain safe mode on, and it's gonna have to wait until 2,000 RPM to give back the power of the car. So I don't know why the car is doing that, and I don't know if it's normal, but one thing is sure, if you're stuck in a certain situation and if you remove the traction control, let the car rev, but don't let it over rev to the red line, because you're gonna get that feeling, and I don't think that's good for the transmission. Besides that, a little bit of hesitation sometime between gears, sometime when it's slippery, sometime when you're getting in the turn, but once again, it's not that bad, you know, when you're cruising around. And those cars are usually made for comfort, for pleasure of driving, fuel consumption. You know, they tend to be good in all those categories. And I don't think that they wanted to make the Optima so much performance driving style with only the addition of this transmission. We have brand new shocks on the car, a good suspension, a sport suspension, and it's right in the middle of soft and hard. Right in the middle, right there. You got so many potholes on the road. There you go. I cannot feel them. Simply driving around, cruising around, and when I'm gonna be in the turn, ain't no problem. I'm gonna be able, you know, to get the car in a good position. The only problem is communication of the road. With the direction that I have right now, I don't feel like the road is giving good communication to me, and that's probably due because of the tires. Right now 205 65 16. Yes, I'm in winter tire, but you know, you've got this big rubber on the side. 17 inches would have been a lot better to give me a little bit more communication, and they're gonna bring back the term low profile with that. And by the way, if you go in a store and ask, oh, I want a low profile tire, you're way past over the Fast and Furious, you know, tendency. So if you go for the summer tire, by the way, right now we tested the car in winter tires, and there's more and more good tires that are being put on Korean car. We're having Michelin tires right now in a lot of their models. So if you put a good tire on this car, I think it will better respond to the road condition. There's also a difference in the driving. If you go for the higher model, it's going to be quite different. The direction is going to be electric. It's going to be standard as they used to do back in the old days. So once again, that's going to be a completely different feel, but at least you got your shifter on the steering wheel for when you choose a 2.2 liter turbo. Besides that, once again, the comfort in the car, I think it's great. I love the comfort in the car. I love the seat. I love how they give me good support where I need it, right there on the side with my legs, and my tushy is in comfort right now. I love also right there on the side, a little bit firmer, you know, when I fall on those sides, and when I'm in the middle, no problem. The headrest, man, I could just drive and, you know, just have my head just like that and no problem. If I would be on the passenger seat, hey, I would sleep like a baby, you know, no need for a pillow with that. I would sleep like a baby, and there you go, I would be drooling all the way from Quebec to Montreal, no problem with that. So once again, comfort in front, comfort in the rear, and we still don't have the top end model. And you know what, the sound system is great, the interface is great, you've got good configuration. When you plug in your iPhone, and no problem, you're going to be able to see a nice display, hear the song, and you got a good level. All the adjustments are quite simple for the temperature, and there you go. And in the rear, once again, a lot of space. The mirror are a little bit small, you know, when I tend to do some maneuvers around. So when I check, I have sometimes to move my head because the mirror are quite small, and that's a little bit downside when you're doing city driving. Besides that, security, you've got a rear view camera as soon as you're gonna back your car. No sensor in this equipment that we have with the car, but you're gonna be able to enter your parking spot without any problem. So if we resume, the car is comfortable, you've got decent performance. I would have loved to have this transmission a little bit faster, but once again, these cars are made for comfort, fuel consumption, doing on the cruise, doing city driving, doing everyday job, and you, once again, it's doing that job perfectly for the price that it's set right now. Not that fast, well, hey, I'm gonna have to do with that. Let's talk about price right now. Based on what we saw on the Kia website of Kia Canada, the base model is going to start at $2,500, $140. If you want to go for the LX Eco T model, the turbo engine, you're going to have to spend $28,940. If you want to go for the fully equipped version, the SXL Turbo, you're going to have to spend $39,000, $240. So the price is going up pretty quickly, but with this one, you've got a lot of equipment. So let's talk about the minus point and the plus point of the Kia Optima. Let's start with the minus points. First of all, the direction is not quite communicating the road. It could depend on two things. Probably the electrical direction or simply the size of the tire doesn't mix what we are trying to do, with the more robust chassis or even the more communicative turbo and good transmission that we have right now. So probably some little adjustment to be done there, and if you switch to Eco or to sports mode, it's not going to change a lot of things. So you've got also a good delay when you're simply putting that transmission in automatic mode. If you're in Eco and you step on it, you're going to have to wait, and you're going to feel the turbo lag and the car trying to catch up. If you put it into sports mode, it's less worse, but you know what? Stick to the manual mode. You're going to be able to enjoy more that double clutch transmission. Another point, you've got some heated seat and a heated steering wheel. It takes time to heat during winter. We don't want that. We want it to be quick. I want to feel it across my mitt. I want it to be strong, so I don't get cold a long time in the car. For the plus point though, you've got an interior who is nicely done, nicely executed, quality material and good comfort. Comfort is interesting in front, in the rear. I think about those armrests, I think about those headrests, I think about the softness of the material in front or in the rear, and that's astonishing, how they made a good comfortable seat, even if it's made of fabric. The turbo engine is interesting for its fuel economy and for its performance, for this size also, that they're fitting such a small engine in this size of car, and see how it handles. So we're gonna have to see how it handles over time, and if it sticks to its good shape and its good acceleration. So for all these points, I'm gonna give it an A, and I think it's all worth it. The leaders is gonna be happy where Kia is ending up right now, and is also gonna be more happier if Kia can maintain a good resale value, and I think they're on the right track. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review or car question. If you have any question, or even if you want to see more video, subscribe, because it's not our last video and we like to share them with you. See ya.